beautiful Wuxi. Today we do something different. We are going out in Wuxi, Christina and me. Come with us. So where are we? China is basically shaped like a chicken, and at the breast is the Jiangsu province with our Wuxi city. And we can easy from Wuxi downtown walk to the place where is this exhibition. So we just go there on foot. It's maybe like 2.5 kilometers only, cross the Taihu Boulevard and finally arrive at this place of the exhibition. Let's have a look on the ground. I'm in the city center almost of Wuxi. Here's a nice tea house. That is the famous Qingming Bridge, which is quite old, and all the old Wuxi people know it. And we are today going to that museum, and it has, if you remember, I before did a video about Sanxing Dui, and they have a big exhibition about that. I want to have a look with you. So let's go. Sanxing Dui is like opening a hidden chapter of ancient China that no one knew existed. Imagine stumbling upon a lost civilization, one so unique and advanced that it rewrites Chinese history as we know it. That is a famous mask as a copy, and it is said to show Sanzong, the first king who founded the ancient kingdom of Shu. We are not sure which is legend and which is really history, but he is said to be the founder of the ancient Shu kingdom, and he is always portrayed with his protruding eyes. The show is absolutely crazy. China is always doing this kind of light shows and spectacular ambience. Really fascinating. The Sanxing Dui culture wasn't linked to the more well-known dynasties like the Shang or Zhou or Xia. Instead, this culture was something truly distinct and quite mystical. The Sanxing Dui site has yielded some of the most mysterious and impressive artifacts ever found. Massive bronze masks with exaggerated features, towering statues, huge filigree symbolic bronze trees, intricate gold scepters, and jade objects unlike anything seen before. These artifacts represent a culture that mastered bronze casting in ways that rivaled anything seen in the ancient world. And yet, the mystery only deepens. All of their treasures that we know today were intentionally broken, burned and damaged before they were buried in sacrificial pits. Astronomical high values, simply thrown away. Only very rich and successful civilization could afford to do that. The Shu kingdom, which Sanxing Dui seemingly was part of, existed obviously for a breathtaking 2000 years, without leaving much written records of their existence, except in Chinese mythology. The whole archaeological site, which still remains mostly unexcavated due to its vast size, already hints to a huge, well-developed, rich society with unique crafting skills that possessed a quite distinctive style and were absolutely high-tech during these ancient times. Besides, there is lots of evidence, like vast amounts of seashells from India's shores, a form of currency at the time, showing that they were already deeply involved and very successful in international trade. But then the Sanjing-Dui people suddenly disappeared, and the reasons for that remain completely unsolved. Some believe they migrated, others suspect a natural disaster, but there's no concrete answer, and no known written record of that. In consequence, they were completely forgotten for thousands of years, till people luckily stumbled over their so wonderfully outstanding archaeological remains. Produced more than 1,000 years earlier than the famous terracotta army of Qin Shi Huang in Xi'an City. Sanjing-Dui is a mix of ancient wonder and unsolved enigma. Like the Egyptian pyramids or the lost city of Atlantis. The sheer scale and artistry of what this culture achieved make it a must-see. It's not just an archaeological discovery, it's an invitation to explore a world that was for thousands of years completely off the radar, previously solely existing in Chinese myths and age-old stories, a forgotten world filled with creativity, ritual, and secrets that still baffle historians today. Sanjing-Dui. A huge multi-million treasure disappeared without a trace, 2 almost impossible fascinating world records, a huge amount of willfully destroyed ancient and unique works of art. High-tech made in China, and aliens too? What these exciting archaeological finds of the century are all about, what parallels exist to the legendary ancient Troy and legendary Atlantis, and why the Chinese now even have to rewrite their history in part unintentionally, you will find out. In my detailed video what I made about Sanjing-Dui, you can find a link in the upside right now. And you can also find it in the video description and at the end of that video. My other video about Sanjing-Dui explains in much more detail about the place, how it was found, what was found, and a lot of interesting facts about all that, including the Chinese mythology with the Shanhai Jing, the famous book from ancient China, and you will find a lot of interesting facts there about it. It's really worth watching, so I'm happy if you do so. In 1986, workers during earthworks found by chance the first sacrificial pit, a real treasure trove, bursting with gold, bronze, jade and ceramic artifacts that had been broken, burned and carefully buried. Just a month later, just a few meters away, the second sacrificial pit was found, filled with another 800 objects, including a large quantity of ivory and conch shells, tables, masks, belts of gold, axes, tablets, rings, knives and tubes of jade. Still more pottery, and above all, fantastic bronze treasures such as sculptures of human and animal faces, belts, ornamental animals such as dragons, snakes, birds, chicks and axes. And this time, unlike in 1929, it was finally the turn of the archaeologists. So if you're interested to find out a little bit more about this fascinating culture, have a look on that video. Okay, here we got some of the excavation sites and some original footage from the early excavations. Now they're using completely protective suits and are digging in closed rooms which are climatized. They take a lot of efforts to not further destroy these old things by unearthing. Here we have a typical big community house which was not for people living, and also the problem was they found graves, but all those people who were buried there are burned before, so only ashes are left as remains. What we see here is from 1986, the first major excavations, when the first two pits were really unearthed and all those fantastic finds were made. On that map we can also see the proximity between Qingsha and Sanxingdui. One of the famous findings of 1986 was that statue of a high priest, possibly, and because he was found empty-handed, so there was since then always guessing what was he really carrying in his hand. So there are various possibilities here which might have been in his hands, but of course, because this is more than 3,000 years ago, so that is definitely not for sure anymore. Okay. Some further cooking gear, what was found in that time. Here is the evidence for some cultural exchange between Sanxingdui and further civilizations at that time, or cultures at that time. And on these maps you can find Sanxingdui and further maybe possible Silk Road, early Silk Road routes. Here is a map of the early Silk Road, and also Sanxingdui is directly on the spot on that road, which might explain the riches. Obviously, in these central plains of China was already in that old time a lot of exchange culturally and trade, and you can find huge similarities between some pieces from different places, which are now also found all over the place. About farming in Sanxingdui, here is one pottery pick, and we found various further pieces of art and daily used things which were all unearthed in that place. There is a development of the different characters in Chinese from the ancient times of Shu kingdom till now. Here are some models how the housing might have looked like, but evidence on that is scarce. Okay, Sanxingdui statue and my shadow. Interactive tool, stand on that, and he will follow all your movements. Funny. Can you make some Tai Chi? He don't want to play with you anymore. Next station. That reminds me a little bit of Lego or something. How about Kung Fu? Okay. Yo, same thing. Alrighty. Okay, and one more. Ah, he's following you. Yoshi Bianjing. Transformers. Okay. So I try 1, 2. Okay, it works. It works. Definitely works. So here is the main attractions room, and you can already see the size of that tree. Unfortunately, of course, it's a replica and not the real deal. Actually, that tree, the real one, which is in the Sanxingdui Museum, is 3 meters 96 tall. And for that early time, the bronzeware, to make it so filigrane and still so stable to hold such a big construction, is really very high technology for that time. And no, aliens didn't help about that. The people were genius by themselves. And another famous guy is here again, and he is also in original size. So you can see I'm 2 meters tall, and this guy still is quite taller than me. Same for that one, which is really beautiful filigrane and definitely worth to see. Okay. Fascinating is the size of those birds, for example. And Christina just said they did further complete that tree in the original, and that is just this lower half. So they put more parts on it. So now it's even taller than 3 meter 96. Those are some of the masks which were also unearthed in the original size. You can imagine how heavy they are, and the protruding eyes are said to belong to the Sanzong, who is the founder of the Shu kingdom, of this early Shu kingdom. And behind we can see the golden mask, which are exhibited here. But of course also that is just a replica, not the original. Another golden mask is that one, which is in that case. But first of all, I show you this one. Really masterpieces. And here we go. This mask in original looked like that. Very beautiful, and actually the gold is said to have 86% of gold, so it's not bad quality actually, especially for that early time. Here is another famous mask, which is exhibited here. In my previous Sanxingdui video I did also show the 3D version of that one, which could be on this homepage of the Sanxingdui Museum, freely moved in space.
以前的那个打扮是很像的。
我相信。You can say what you want, but that one reminds me of the old Inca. Those are these small, petite pieces. Okay. And again, it was more than 3,000 years ago where they made these filigrane pieces, so it's really high tech for that time. So here are some examples for the bell and other pieces made from copper, and you can see the shape of this bell is absolutely this old Chinese shape.
About this tree, you can see this.
The tree, what's the name of this tree? I forget.
那个神树。
Shenshu, tree of life.
No, they have the three.
Yeah, I know it's
This
three.
is the one. Maybe it's 剑木.
No, I think it's not. Must be the descriptions of further things what they found, because they found a lot of gold there as well. And also the shade was quite a lot. And here's an example for the decoration. Okay, difficult to film that. But it has really interesting patterns, which all have some meaning as well. Really fascinating. So here's about the shapewear and more bronzeware. And if you see how fine the works are, it's absolutely fascinating. High artistry. What are you playing again? Das kennen wir doch aus der Technik her. Can you open it again, please? Oh. We know that from technology, right? Okay. In the corner. Okay, maybe you didn't find all the 8 points. Here's one more.
Yeah.
But nothing comes out of it. Okay. There's a tree again. camera show. Rachel. But your clothes are too modern for that.
Yeah.
Because you're Tang Dynasty clothes, right? Song Dynasty clothes. Okay. This place is really cool to help you to immerse in this old culture, and because all is not original, you can touch a lot of things. It's really fascinating here. Really nice. You feel a little bit really immersed in Sanxingdui, in those antique times, 3,200 years before. Okay. Those are now Moses' religious items, because most of those things from Sanxingdui were found in some sacrificial pits where they were sacrificed to appease some gods, probably. Nobody knows the exact reasons anymore. Anyway, those are these bronze eye shapes which were in great quantity in those pits.
现在人不多嘛？对，今天是周五，主要明天后天会。
是的呀，这是为什么？周末是最。With this exhibition is in this Nanchang Tie or Nanchang Street, which is one of the famous walking streets of Wuxi, which starts near the Nanchang Temple and is quite beautiful. I will next time walk that with you. There's a lot of cafes and small shops and other beautiful things which can be seen. And here's another piece of history, the famous Qingmingqiao from Wuxi, Qingming Bridge. And it's quite old, and this channel beneath is the Wuxi City Channel, which is connected with the Yunhe, our Grand Channel. So that was part one of our 2 parts of this trip around the Qingming Bridge, and next time we are going around in that area around this Qingming Bridge, and there's a lot to discover, so I'm looking forward to see you in that video again. And till then, thanks for watching, and if you liked what you saw, then maybe consider subscribing. That would help my tiny channel a lot. Bye bye, and Zai Qian, your Lao Ma in China. Your Lao Ma in Wuxi.